Quill Corporation versus North Dakota. Jack Miller, along with his brothers, founded Quill Corporation in 1956 and went on to become one of the biggest retailers of office supplies in the United States. The company grew by mail order catalogs, which presented businesses with an easy and affordable way to purchase. Its greatest achievement was in the year 1998 when it was acquired by Staples at a cost of about 685 million. Following its acquisition, Quill specialized in e-commerce, becoming one of the pioneers in the distribution of office supplies. These achievements indicated the flexibility and competitive advantage of Quill in the retail sector. Quill was able to perform well financially using its key indicators. By the year 1997, the company had made approximately $600 million annually, which shows how it had developed out of nothing much. The gross margins were around 30%, which is a good sign of the pricing and cost control policies. Another focus of the company was a high inventory turnover and effective handling of receivables. They usually collect payments within 30 days. Collectively, these measures were able to guarantee the stable cash flow and working capital, which enabled Quill to expand operations and remain profitable. The Quill versus North Dakota had great influence on the business of Quill and also on the retail business. North Dakota claimed that Quill is a collected state sales tax, but the Supreme Court decided to be taxed. To be taxed, a business must have a physical presence. This was a significant competitive edge to Quill and other companies of the kind because the local retailers had to collect sales tax. This saw e-commerce and catalog businesses grow exponentially in the years since the decision. Nevertheless, the decision also initiated the controversy concerning fairness and tax equity in the interstate commerce. The practices and techniques of Quill sometimes led to the contravention of the contract law in the US. The company was heavily dependent on standardized catalogs and order forms, which in most cases created uncertainty in pricing and delivery schedules. There were cases when the company was accused of violating contracts by the customers who had placed back orders, canceled, or had their prices changed. The boilerplate provisions of the leasing agreement between Quill and the company were not sufficiently disclosed, which may have been a breach of the Uniform Commercial Code in Article 2.8. These problems also put into the focus the dangers of relying on efficiency focused yet legally ambitious agreements. The practices of Quill presented the conflicts between the lien and operations and the compliance with the contract laws. During the case, North Dakota alleged that Quill evaded the collection of sales tax unjustly, which created an advantage to local retailers and lowered the state revenue. The state pointed out that Quill enjoyed an infrastructure without paying taxes. Quill contended that it was not physically located in North Dakota and should not be obligated to observe complicated multi state tax systems. It also emphasized that consumers rather than the company were in charge of paying use taxes. These conflicting positions were representative of the greater dispute between interstate commerce protection and state sovereignty. The end result was that the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Quill, stating that there had to be a physical presence to qualify as liable to state taxes. The ruling concerned uniformity in interstate commerce, and it avoided overly high compliance costs on companies. The court did not dismiss the fairness concerns of North Dakota, but left the matter to the Congress of legislatively address. The decision gave Quill and other mail order businesses a major competitive edge that drove the growth of the industry over decades. The precinct was, however, overruled in South Dakota versus compliance became easier and Wayfair took advantage of it. I concur with the initial ruling of the court and in its time, but it could not be maintained in the extensively adopted e-commerce era. Thank you.